Hello everyone and welcome to Ginger Prime. My name is Brian if you're new around here, but if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, you magnificent beast. That's what you get for subscribing, by the way. Free compliments at the start of these videos. What we're going to be doing in this video specifically is to get you started with the Mutator system in New World, explain it to you, and try to help encourage you to make sure you're checking out what the various different mutators are, because it will mean the difference between success and failure when you're running the different expeditions. If we start here in our map, you'll notice right now, first and foremost, you have a weekly mutator system, and this is going to apply different, like buffs and debuffs to you and your party. Now, first and foremost, you can actually use the map system to see what is currently going on, and you can see what dungeons it's currently applied to with the red circle that is happening right there. So first and foremost, if I look at these three that I'm looking at for Dynasty Shipyards, I can see the mutation Eternal. This is going to add creeping, meaning on death, enemies will cast spells, granting other enemies in the area void in power, meaning you're going to want to stack up some void resistance. In fact, that's what I've done here on this character. Abysmal Ward is the gem or the perk that you're looking for. If you're looking for the gem specifically, Pristine Cut Amethyst is going to be what you're needing. But jumping back into the mutators, so we see here Oblivion 2 enemies apply greater leech on hit, dealing void damage and healing the enemy over time. Void Resist 2 enemies have a greater void absorption, and then enemies also deal percentage of all damage as void damage. And then finally, Paranoid 2 enemies apply building stacks of paranoia upon being hit. At 4 stacks, it deals greater void damage. Then as you level it up, and we'll go through how you level this up here in a second, you're going to have enemies that are going to have the following buffs. Vampiric 2 enemies have greater percentages of damage done, and Flalix enemies can cast a shield that blocks player projectiles. And then the third buff, the third mutator that's going to be applied is Blowback Void, in this case for Censored 2. Using abilities depletes a global affliction. When the affliction is depleted, a zone is cast on all players, which silences the player in the area. After the affliction expires, the zone detonates deadly, dealing void damage to players in this radius, as well as Truncated. While silence zones are active, all players lose natural mana regeneration. Standing in the silent zone grants a large amount of mana regeneration. So if we go take a look here, just how you actually instigate a mutator system, and that's essentially using the map, kind of finding what you need. But if you go to the various dungeon, first and foremost, you actually have to beat the regular mode version of the dungeon. And then as you start defeating the mutated versions of the dungeon, you actually unlock the various different difficulty levels. So if we just take a look here, M1 being unlocked, what do you have? You just have the Eternal mutation, meaning you, in this case, you want to make sure you stack up void resistance weapons, and in this case you need to have at least 3 players willing to go in with you. You have to have the orb then that is necessary, and one person has to make sure they have an Azoth staff equipped. As you go into the intermediate, this is where you start to see 2 mutations applied, and then you get into the hard where you'll see 3 mutations applied, and then the elite edition you can see that the mutators themselves actually level up, in this case from Censored 1 to Censored 2 in this case. When we look at the reward structure, like in normal, you can see the available rewards that are that the expedition can grant. But here in the mutated version, you can see that you're going to get some umbral shards. This is a new system that allows you to help increase your overall, like, what am I thinking? Mastery. It's the expertise system, which you can see here in the game is actually being displayed for you as well. So as you get that, you have that function to play around with. But anyway, back in here, you also see the possible rewards, and then also your additional difficulty rewarded items as well. So how difficult is it going from regular to mutated, or even from mutated to planning your attack from mutated? Planning your attack is going to make or break your mutated experience. First and foremost, we went in unprepared. It was fine, it was fun, but we were getting one-shotted left and right, even in full 600 gear. Outside of that, once we started to understand what the mutation specifically was doing, and that we wanted to stack void resistance, we were able to actually clear the bosses, clear the fights. And yes, we had to take it a little bit slower, but overall it was a really good experience, and one that completely changes the way that you actually play the dungeon. So first and foremost, I think this is a really powerful system, and hopefully this gets you the information you need to get started with the mutators. As we see this come into the live servers, you're going to see this on that weekly rotation. So you're going to see plenty of things that are going to challenge your build specifically, and how your party specifically gets built, and go from there. This will also bring in a ton of drama, as if you're picking up random players, you're sure to run into times where players are going to want to either do something specifically, or they're not going to understand how the challenges are met. And so you're going to probably have plenty of times where you might have to start over as well. So hopefully you can round up 4 other friends and really kind of dive into this content. Take it slow, learn what the enemies are good at dealing, and learn how you can prevent that as well. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for being here, and hopefully this video was useful to you, but that's going to wrap it up for me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you have a fantastic day. Hopefully I'll see you in my next video. But until then, take care.
A little off topic, but I just want to say thank you for providing me a friendly, fun, and optimistic community. Baby. Coming from an MMO community filled with toxicity, this is an amazing breath of fresh air. Keep it up, baby. Oh, yeah.